Hey YouTube, Jim here. Welcome to Top 10 Archive. Since not many of us get to see enormous animals up close, sometimes watching them on video, just doesn't cut it. What's crazier yet is that some of the largest animals to ever be found on Earth aren't even actually here anymore. What do you think is the largest animal on our planet? Let us tell you, with this list of the top 10 biggest animals to ever roam Earth. But before we get started, why not become an archivist today by clicking that subscribe button and notifications bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. If you end up enjoying this video, let us know by giving it a thumbs up. And in the comments section, tell us what the biggest animal you ever seen was. Number 10. Paraceratherium. Are all elephants not the same? I guess not. The African elephant is the largest land mammal on our planet right now. However, it's got nothing on the record-breaking Paraceratherium, the largest land mammal that ever existed. It's something of a rhinoceros, minus the horn. I know you're thinking, what's a rhino without a horn? But I'm just trying to give you a rough idea. The huge creature stood over 24 feet high and weighed somewhere between 33,000 and 44,000 pounds, or almost 15 to 20 metric tons. This means it was almost as long as a London bus if you turned it vertically. In weight, it'd be 2.5 T-Rexes. Scared of the thought of this guy coming after you? No need. Not only is he long gone, while he was around, he was actually a herbivore who, like giraffes, used its long neck to reach treetops. Unfortunately, he went extinct after grassland took over his habitat and his main source of food went scarce. Number 9. The whale shark. Usually, the names of sharks are slightly obscure and only tangentially related to how these animals actually look and act. Except with the hammerhead. That one is spot on. The whale shark in this case is actually a sea animal worth fearing by its size alone. It's the largest living animal that isn't a cetacean, which basically means the largest animal that isn't a whale. It's about 36 feet or about 11 meters long and can weigh up to 41,000 pounds or around 18.5 metric tons, some even bigger. This means it's around 5 times the size of Shaquille O'Neal in height. However, size isn't everything here. Despite having a size advantage over every other creature in the ocean, this guy just takes in plankton and other small fish. They're so large and gentle that they'll often give other fish a ride. Yes, just like in Finding Nemo.
Hello.
Number 8. Leedsichthys. This sea animal is as large as it is hard to pronounce. Back when it existed, it beat the whale shark in size by a lot of Shaquille O'Neals. In fact, Leedsichthys, though believed once to have reached 90 feet, over 27 meters in length, was most likely around 55 feet or nearly 17 meters, which is still longer than a semi-trailer. It weighed around 43,000 pounds or 19.5 metric tons. Just like the whale shark, it was pretty harmless. It would swim around with its mouth open, ingesting all the plankton, shrimp, and jellyfish that found themselves close enough to unfortunately get sucked in. The Leedsichthys would then filter them through large mesh plates at the back of its mouth. The scariest thing this animal could have done to a human is stop and rest on top of a daring diver. So basically, nothing. Sadly, they died out some 150 million years ago. Number 7. The Kronosaurus. It's about time a saurus made it onto this list, right? This animal and its cousin, the Palaeoloxodon, were the largest of their kind. They were around 30 to 35 feet or between 9 and 11 meters in length and weighed between 30,000 and 40,000 pounds, 13.6 and 18 metric tons. They were named after the king of the Titans that devoured their own children, Kronos. That's not too comforting, is it? Well, he's not quite like the other large, gentle creatures on our list. This guy roamed the deep waters, which would be a terrifying place to be anyway, preying on fish, squid, and even other animals its size. Scientists believe that it was at the very top of the food chain and inflicted a lot more damage than it ever experienced. Number 6. Palaeoloxodon Namadicus. The Palaeoloxodon Namadicus, also known as the Asian straight-tusked elephant, had a height of 16 feet, 5 meters, which means it could have been as big as some dinosaurs. Of course, it's hard to know how large it could get at full size because we lack a lot of their fossils. But if the studies aren't flawed, this animal was probably bigger than the Paraceratherium, the world's largest land mammal. The Asian straight-tusked elephant roamed through India and made it all the way to Japan, and probably died out about 24,000 years ago. Scientists studied its leg bone fossils recently and suggested it may have been the largest land mammal to have existed. Sorry, Paraceratherium. Number 5. The Shastasaurus. No, it's not a tongue twister. Well, it is, but it's also the largest known marine reptile. It's twice as long as the animal who previously held that revered spot on top of the marine reptiles, the Megalodon. It was 68 feet, almost 21 meters long, and weighed 68,000 pounds, almost 31 metric tons. It's the weight of almost 19 cars. It didn't have teeth, though, and it probably ate by sucking things into its mouth like a vacuum. Number 4. The Megalodon. This sounds like some kind of tournament you'd see on TV that sounds a lot more exciting than it actually is. Like they have too many tickets and not enough sales. Really, it's a prehistoric member of the shark family that existed about 25 million years ago. It was about 52 feet, around 16 meters long, and get this, could have fit a modern-day rhinoceros in its jaws. This means a random human would have been like a piece of gum. We'd like to be garnish. No wonder this creature has mega in its name. Number 3. The Spinosaurus. What is huge, scary, and eats meat? No, not me. Okay, what's huge, scary, and eats meat and lived about 100 million years ago? No, that's not me either. But it's called the Spinosaurus and lived around what we now call Africa. It was about 60 feet, 18 meters long from head to tail, and weighed about 10 tons. Also, its back had this spiny type of protrusion that was about 7 feet tall when the creature arched its back. It seems like this guy was really all about scary appearances. Whether it was actually threatening or not, we'll never know, because it has been extinct for about 90 million years. Number 2. Argentinosaurus. If you had to take one guess, where do you think this animal was from? That's right. In 1988, scientists found the fossils of the largest land-dwelling herbivore in Argentina. And when standing, it would have been as large as a 6-story tall building and stretched 120 feet, 35.5 meters from head to tail. We don't know much about it besides that it ate plants, but it probably weighed about 100 tons, almost 91 metric tons. Number 1. Blue whale. All right, the coveted number 1 spot that animals have reached after millions of years, and the winner is the blue whale. It's not only huge, but also still existing. Thanks to whale hunters, they don't grow nearly as large as they used to. Before, they'd reach up to 100 feet, over 30 meters in length, and they'd weigh up to 175 tons, over 317 metric tons. That's almost twice as heavy as a space shuttle. Now, though, they only grow up to 80 feet in length. Even when they're babies, they are 25 feet long and drink about 100 gallons of milk every day. Still, they're so large, other things get compared to it in size, like they're roughly 12 Shaquille O'Neals long. Thanks for watching. How do you think our lives would be different today if some or all of these animals that are extinct were still around? Let us know in the comments. Also, before you watch another Top 10 Archive video, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, ring the notifications bell, and give this video a like. We'd be gigantically grateful.